Have you ever considered that there is an important but often unspoken factor that can significantly affect your well-being in the future? No, this is not about the usual things like diet, exercise, or medication. I'm talking about your intimate life, which for people over 60 can become a key factor in maintaining a high quality of life. This is not about physical interventions or new therapies, but about a fundamental issue many are embarrassed to discuss openly. What happens to a woman's body, her hormonal balance, and her mental state when she loses connection with herself, stops feeling and touching her own body? Scientific research has already identified this worrying trend. The Cleveland Clinic has established that a lack of intimate stimulation after menopause can be compared to accelerated development of vaginal atrophy, an increased risk of chronic pain, and worsening emotional well-being, including anxiety and insomnia. Many women after menopause mistakenly believe that intimate life is no longer accessible, assuming that physical pleasure from touching their own body has lost its relevance. Unfortunately, this belief is a dangerous misconception. Giving up self-pleasure can lead not only to reduced libido, but to a cascade of serious health problems. Circulation worsens, hormonal balance is disrupted, pelvic floor muscles lose strength, and emotional stability becomes fragile. That is why it is important to address a topic recognized by medicine as critically important, yet still living in the shadows: masturbation in women over 60. Although this practice is not taboo, it holds tremendous potential for older women, helping preserve vitality, independence, and a sense of self-worth. Continue exploring this topic not only to learn about the possible negative consequences of its absence, but also to discover simple and effective ways to reintroduce it, methods that can radically improve your intimate and emotional state. To better understand your needs, please share your age and where you're watching from. Your thoughts in the comments matter to us as we strive to create the most relevant content for you. Let us begin with an important but often overlooked issue in women's health: the gradual fading of intimate energy and the decline of vaginal and clitoral function. We tend to focus on the heart, bones, or memory, but intimate tissues deserve no less care. Like any muscles, they require ongoing stimulation and activity. Consider a person's legs after a long period of immobilization. Muscles weaken, circulation slows, and even simple actions become difficult. The same happens to a woman's intimate areas when she is deprived of physical closeness and self-nurturing. Over time, blood supply to this region diminishes. Vessels lose function, and the tissues of the vagina and clitoris are deprived of oxygen and nutrients, leading to irreversible changes. In postmenopause, the vaginal walls become less elastic, thinner, spontaneous lubrication decreases markedly, and sensitivity dulls. According to research from the University of Barcelona, up to 50% of women in postmenopause may face vaginal atrophy when intimate activity is irregular. Often the first sign is a reduction in sexual desire and pleasure, as if the sharpness of sexual sensation were slowly fading. Later in life, painful sensations may arise during intimacy or even during ordinary activities that require prolonged sitting. In medical practice, this condition is known as vaginal atrophy. It must be understood that this is not merely subjective discomfort, but a serious signal of declining vitality in the vaginal tissues, a region that plays a key role in a woman's well-being and quality of life. Sadly, many older women view it as an unavoidable sign of age and believe nothing can be changed, which leads to years of unrecognized suffering. Science, however, refutes this. Studies show that even the simplest, regular stimuli, such as a few minutes of self-touch per week, have a therapeutic effect comparable to physiotherapy. These actions stimulate blood flow, oxygenate tissues, and support natural lubrication. Every mindful gesture is a message to the body: keep functioning. You are needed. Gynecologists often see women over 70 who suffer persistent pain in the intimate area. Many fear they have a serious disease, but examinations reveal the cause is simple inactivity. Gradually resuming activity, Using moisturizers and doing pelvic floor exercises help them regain comfort, pleasure, and well-being. Abandoning intimate life does not only mean giving up desire. It effectively allows a vital part of the body to rest, which can lead to its decline. Fortunately, this can be avoided by following a simple rule: consistency. Even decades after menopause, small, regular acts of respect and care can preserve intimate connection and life energy. It is important to understand that menopause profoundly affects a woman's hormones and emotions. Levels of key female hormones, estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone, drop sharply. Many women do not realize that even after menstruation ends, the body still needs stimuli to maintain a harmonious hormonal background. One of the most effective stimuli in this context is intimacy, including self-pleasure. Each dose of pleasure a woman allows herself triggers a chain reaction in the brain, like flipping a chemical switch. The body releases a combination of substances capable of dramatically changing physical and mental states in a short time. Oxytocin, the bonding hormone, brings calm and a sense of care. Dopamine boosts motivation, energy, and mental clarity. Endorphins relieve pain and reduce stress, while serotonin stabilizes mood, easing anxiety and preventing depressive episodes. Now imagine a woman who has not activated this mechanism for decades. Over time, the absence of these natural hormonal fluctuations creates favorable conditions for insomnia, irritability, a loss of interest in life, and even depressive symptoms. Patients often say, "Doctor, I feel like I've lost myself." Many do not realize that behind this feeling lies not only age or external factors, but a lack of inner stimuli that once helped maintain emotional stability. Modern medical science recognizes this. Studies show that women who maintain intimate activity after menopause are less prone to anxiety, report better sleep quality, and demonstrate greater resilience to stress. It seems the body has a built-in defense against emotional aging, but to work effectively, it needs regular stimulation. Research from the University of Oxford indicates that regular intimacy promotes the release of oxytocin and endorphins, which is associated with reduced insomnia and depression. This connection is illustrated by the story of an elderly teacher who sought help for constant fatigue and a lack of motivation. Despite improving her diet, taking daily walks, and using antidepressants, she still felt lost. Through restoring connection with her body via self-pleasure, she discovered striking changes. Within weeks, her sleep improved, she smiled more often, and she began to enjoy simple things again. She did not need iron discipline or medication. She needed the body's natural hormones of happiness and vitality. This is not a whim, but a natural medical resource a woman's body carries throughout life. Ignoring this power risks imbalance. Embracing and cultivating the practice provides the brain with a regular dose of chemistry that shifts mood, energy, and overall outlook. The message is unequivocal. Pleasure is not a caprice, but a physiological need, part of the mechanism that keeps a woman vigorous, strong, and emotionally balanced in later life. The third point is the power of the pelvic floor, which is too often minimized. The pelvic floor is a key muscle group essential to a woman's health and independence. It supports vital organs, the bladder, uterus, and intestines. When the pelvic floor is healthy, urinary control is better, posture improves, and intimate sensations are enhanced. Weakening of the pelvic floor, however, can lead to serious problems: urinary incontinence, organ prolapse, and loss of independence in daily life. It is often forgotten that these intimate muscles do not strengthen by themselves. They need regular stimulation, and intimacy is one of the most natural ways to maintain it. During orgasm, for example, the pelvic floor contracts rhythmically, which trains it. This is a kind of internal automatic workout that activates deep muscle fibers not easily reached through standard exercise or simple walking. Without this fundamental stimulus, gradual decline is almost inevitable. Women who once had full bladder control may begin experiencing urine leakage when coughing, laughing, or exerting themselves. Many then limit social activities out of fear of embarrassment, avoiding outings. Others stop attending celebrations, religious services, or traveling for fear of not finding a restroom. This cycle is destructive, harming not only physical health, but personal freedom. Leading medical institutions report that women who maintain intimate life, alone or with a partner, are less likely to develop incontinence and prolapse. This is no accident. Each stimulus induces muscular contractions, improves blood flow, and strengthens the area like a gentle, invisible workout. The International Urogynecological Association notes that pelvic floor exercises combined with intimate stimulation significantly reduce incontinence risk in older women. This is clearly seen in patients who arrive convinced that leakage when laughing is normal for their age. After learning pelvic floor routines and the importance of reconnecting with their bodies through intimacy, many report tangible improvement. After a few months, some resume social activities, walks with friends, travel, everything they once avoided out of shame. The beauty of this practice is that it requires no drugs, surgeries, or gym visits. It needs only regularity, a small amount of stimulation a few times a week, and that is enough to keep fit and independent. Never dismiss pleasure as superficial. It is a natural physiological need that protects against the loss of intimate strength, supports self-sufficiency, and ensures a high quality of life, even in older age. However, when discussing intimacy, many focus solely on the physical aspect. One of the most dangerous consequences of giving up self-touch after 60 is its slow but profound impact on the psyche and emotional state. It begins subtly. A woman looks in the mirror less often, avoids physical contact with her own body, and gradually distances herself from who she is. The gap between reality and self-perception widens, as if a vital part of her inner world were breaking away. This is not about vanity, but about self-worth and belonging to oneself. In consultations, women often say, "I no longer feel like a complete woman," as if a part of me has disappeared. These words reflect a deep identity crisis, and for good reason. Intimacy is inseparable from vitality, self-esteem, and a sense of presence in the world. Its absence leads not only to the fading of sexual life, but to loss of joy, a desire to withdraw, and diminished confidence. Some begin to feel invisible, give up the clothes they once loved, smile less, and avoid situations where they might draw attention. Emotionally, they feel empty, as though existing physically while their spirit is missing. It is quiet suffering, often born without understanding its cause. Neuroscience offers an explanation. During physical contact and pleasure, the brain releases neurotransmitters such as serotonin, which regulates mood, and oxytocin, which reduces loneliness. Without these stimuli, feelings of isolation and sadness can deepen, leading to depressive symptoms, especially in women navigating retirement, bereavement, or distancing from grown children. The lack of these natural chemicals can be especially challenging during major life transitions. A study from the University of Sao Paulo found that women who engage in intimate self-care report higher self-esteem and less loneliness in older age. This is common among widows who, after long periods without intimate relationships, experience emotional emptiness. They maintain their homes, eat properly, and remain outwardly cordial. Yet inside, they feel constant longing and a loss of the capacity for joy. When a woman rediscovers her body through simple actions, massage, mindful breathing, or intimate touch, she often describes it as rebirth, a return of vibrancy to life. This is not about physical rejuvenation, but about restoring connection with oneself. That is the essence. Intimacy is not just physical pleasure. It is a path to self-knowledge and affirmation of identity. Every day, it is a reminder that a woman continues to exist, remains significant, and deserves joy. Forgetting this risks allowing loneliness and invisibility to harden into supposed truths. It is vital to maintain this connection, even in the simplest form. It means telling yourself, "I am here, I'm still myself." How can intimate well-being be restored in practice? Earlier, we discussed the consequences of rejecting intimacy: tissue atrophy, hormonal disturbances, pelvic floor weakening, and loss of self-identity. The encouraging news is that no matter how much time has passed, months, years, even decades, the female body has a remarkable capacity for recovery. The first step is giving yourself emotional permission. Many women carry guilt, shame, or outdated ideas that prevent them from viewing their bodies objectively. Breaking through that inner barrier is the first step toward transformation, an internal impulse. I am still worthy of care and joy. I deserve to feel alive. After that, the process can be smooth and simple. Start with gentle touch. Before intimate self-contact, set aside time for mindful presence with yourself. A warm bath, soft lighting, calming music. Relax and run your hand over your arms, legs, and abdomen. Take a deep breath. You will already be reactivating the neural pathways responsible for pleasure and well-being. The second step is moisturizing and caring for delicate tissues. Vaginal moisturizers, neutral oils, or physician-prescribed creams, such as low-dose estrogen, can restore elasticity and comfort. This gentle care brings softness back and prepares the body for new sensations. Begin pelvic floor exercises. Classic Kegels are an excellent place to start. Perform simple contractions, mimicking the interruption of urination to strengthen the pelvic floor muscles. 3 sets of 10 repetitions per day are enough. Within weeks, you will notice improved tone, better bladder control, and possibly even brighter sensations from touch. Then gradually introduce light stimulation, adding gentle contact to the intimate area. This may be simply the touch of your hand or a device designed for mature women that provides soft vibration and comfortable materials. What matters is not intensity, but regularity. Even a few minutes 2 or 3 times per week is enough to stimulate circulation, increase sensitivity, and enhance hormonal response. Do not forget lubricants when needed. This is not a sign of deficiency, but an act of self-care. They reduce friction, increase comfort, and make the experience pleasant from the start, preventing the unconscious association of touch with pain. Next, incorporate practices that unite body and mind. Deep breathing, focused meditation, or even keeping a journal of sensations during intimate moments help overcome emotional barriers. It is like teaching the brain that pleasure is permissible and beneficial even after 60. A simple weekly plan might look like this. Day 1, a relaxing bath and mindful breathing. Day 2, intimate moisturizing with a vaginal cream. Day 3, Kegel exercises, 3 sets of 10 contractions. Day 4, time for gentle touch, with or without lubricant. Day 5, affirmations or journaling. Day 6, repeat what brought the most joy. Day 7, rest and reflect. Adjust the cycle to your own rhythm. The point is not intensity, but consistency. Steady, modest stimulation has a healing effect, restoring circulation, vitality, and hormonal balance. This is not merely a technique, but an act of self-love, a way to see yourself and say, I'm here, I'm alive, and my body deserves care and joy. In closing, this conversation can be the starting point for a new stage of your life. It is not only about pleasure and intimacy. Your life, energy, freedom, and self-determination as a woman are at stake. For many years, we were told that after menopause, a woman's passion must retreat into the shadows, that touching one's own body is pointless, wrong, or even shameful. You now possess knowledge that refutes this. Scientific studies have shown that self-touch improves circulation, strengthens the pelvic floor, normalizes hormonal balance, and protects your emotional state. Most importantly, it gives you something truly priceless: the feeling of life, wholeness, and control over your body. No age is a reason to renounce pleasure. No moment sets an expiration date on femininity. At any stage, 60, 70, 80, and beyond, you deserve joy, desire, and well-being. If this message resonates with you, take the first step toward yourself today. Let it be a small but meaningful gesture: a relaxing bath, a deep breath with your hand over your heart, or a gentle touch to your own body. Remember that each act is a powerful signal to your subconscious and your body affirming that you are loved and worthy of happiness. And before we finish, a small request. Tell us your age and where you are joining from. This helps us better understand our community and create even more relevant materials. If you like the video, give it a like, share it with someone who may benefit, and subscribe. You can become a source of inspiration to other women, showing that it is never too late to care for yourself, restore your inner connection, and live a full life rich in joy and self-respect. Remember, you are not alone on your path to happiness. You're always in progress, and the opportunity to start anew is always open before you.